Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Original Characters, the program where we unleash our terrible, terrible creativity on your favorite franchises. I'm Jeff.
I'm Kevin.
And on this year's episode, we're going to be talking about our original characters in the universe of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Alright. Now that we've got our copyright claim, I feel like everybody who's listening to this probably knows what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are.
Do they?
It's they're still going. There's a new cartoon on right now. It's a top-rated Nickelodeon cartoon on the air.
Well, that's not saying much.
Wow, fuck you, Nickelodeon. Who's going splat now, bitch?
Putting them on pause. They kind of deserve it.
Yeah, Nickelodeon's been real underhanded with animators and designers and shit, so fuck them. I don't care.
Ninja Turtles have changed always. Like, they're always different and yet the same.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like this infinitely mutable franchise that I really struggled to figure out where to place my OC.
Oh yeah, you have to choose a show, like an era, because they're nothing alike.
No. For me, it was like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that was like on the show that was on with like Captain Planet and shit.
Oh yeah, like
that.
the original cartoon, like 1987 to 1992.
Yeah,
that's where I put mine too. So much for any sort of assortment of characters on this one. It's all the same shit, everybody. It's not really. I'm 1,000,000,000% sure that Kevin's original character is gonna be literally nothing like mine.
I don't know. I feel like mine is kind of a departure from my normal characters.
So is mine.
Oh man, maybe we switched places today.
We did not. I can promise you that. We did not.
Alright. Yeah, I think I definitely told some of this story last time when we were talking about Ninja Turtles, but I have a little bit of history with the creators of the Ninja Turtles, Mirage Studios.
Yeah, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird are the two who created them, or with those first names and last names switched. One or the other. Yeah. I always forget.
Yeah, one of them. I met them both, and they were very nice. And
did you? When was this?
This was back in the year of our Lord 2013.
Okay, I think they were back together then, because like from the time one of them sold the rights to the studio that made the cartoon until like the late 2000 somethings, they fucking hated each other's guts and wouldn't even be in the same city as each other at the same time.
I was so nervous during the pitch meeting for this game thing that we were supposed to do for them that like I don't remember a lot of it, and my boss did most of the talking, and he was pitching an entirely different video game than the one I had written a design doc for.
Awesome.
So that was a very confusing process.
I just imagine you sitting in a chair next to your boss, and he's pitching it, and you're just looking at him like he's a fucking madman. Like, what is this?
I mean, well, I came up with a game that was kind of like Lost Vikings, and
oh shit, I'll already play it. I'd play it right now.
I know, I fucking love Lost Vikings.
Me too.
And well, me and my coworker Corey came up with a game that was kind of like Lost Vikings mixed with Out to Lunch, which is another obscure, like I think Genesis game.
That sounds really familiar. Is that did Continue play that one? The show that we're not a part of?
Yeah, the show that we were in no way affiliated with, Continue, did Out to Lunch, and that's a good episode.
They hated that one, if I remember.
Yeah. It was sort of a weird thing to draw inspiration from, but like
that's fine.
It was fun. It was fun to make that design doc. But when my boss pitched it, he started adding in all of these suddenly it was on iPhone, and then there were all of these pay to win features in it.
Oh my god. Mirage Studios loves pay to win in their video games, apparently. That's what your boss thought, anyway.
Well, my boss was like, this thing has to make money like crazy and totally drive this non-existent brand into the ground. So, as he was doing this, I was just kind of looking over at him, and I was like, are they buying this? And they were not buying. It was great. It was a great time for young Kevin.
Oh my god. This is why old Kevin doesn't work for this company anymore.
I mean, there were a lot of reasons why I don't work for that company anymore. And that company doesn't even really exist anymore, so that's
Fuck
fine.
them. Let's talk about some mean green pizza eating machines.
Yes. Listen, my sister was way into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was I was kind of on the outskirts of Teenage
What did you do
Mutant.
with your childhood, sir?
I don't know. I watched the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Well,
and
you mean you wasted it.
Yeah.
I love that show, by the way. Like, I love it.
Oh.
I used to run home after school full tilt to watch that show.
I used to, very nearly miss the bus every morning watching that show.
It's garbage. The show is garbage.
But it reminded me of playing video games.
Yeah. That and the terrible Mega Man cartoon that Deke did. I think Deke did both of them, and they're just god-awful.
Oh, yeah. That was the Ruby Spears Mega
Ruby
Man, right?
Spears, you're right. Ruby Spears. And
Deke did the Legend of Zelda.
Captain N.
I think. Yeah.
Captain N was way worse. There's a steady progression of goodness that starts at Captain N at the bottom of the barrel with video game cartoons and ends with the Tomba cartoon. I don't know. What the fuck is good?
I think part of the appeal of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is that comics at the time this was created were very dark.
Oh yeah, that was the 1980s, the mid to late 1980s, the era of Frank Miller and Alan Moore's deconstructions of superhero comics. And
the TMNT, I'm just gonna say Turtles from now on. Is that
the Turts?
The Turts. The Turt origin story is the Daredevil origin story.
Yeah, which was sort of like a wink hidden thing to begin with, but in further retellings it's super obvious that that's what's happening.
Yeah, I did some brief Wikipedia reading and the TMNT Pedia reading, and I guess the whole idea of TMNT was just a pastiche of Cerebus and Daredevil and different comics that they were into at the time.
Yeah, it's pretty much every mid 1980s comic that ever was smashed into one comic. There's a lot of Frank Miller's Ronin in it.
Mm.
There's a ton of Daredevil at the time where Daredevil was constantly fighting against ninjas and had an old master that carried a stick named Stick.
Yep, he's in the Netflix show as well.
He's not as Far Eastern mysticism of a character, thankfully, since that's really sort of played out stereotypical, but
yeah, I'm not sure he's better in his current form.
I think the idea is that you're not supposed to think he's doing the right thing, because he is a monster of a man.
Right. He does essentially make a child soldier through abuse and Catholicism. So
well, if there's any way to make a child soldier that works, right?
Yeah, I guess if you need one that bad.
So, the whole idea is that the chemicals that splashed in Daredevil's eyes, in Matt Murdock's eyes, and turned him into Daredevil, also hit some nice turtles and turned them into mutant boys.
Some sweet baby turts. And a rat.
Although,
and a rat.
There's in the original comics, it was a rat that got turned into a man. When they went to make the original cartoon, they were like, that's really stupid that a rat knows martial arts, so he's a human that gets turned into a rat. And I've always kind of preferred that one, because the movie does the other one, where the rat's in a cage, and he follows his master's movements to learn martial arts.
Yep. I think I read 4 different retellings of the origin story in my research for this.
Oh, there's dozens.
Episode.
There are dozens.
And in one, Splinter is the reincarnation of this ninja master.
Oh yeah,
Buddhism is real and exists. And reincarnates.
That's the IDW comics, the new comics that have been going on since 2010 or 2009 or something. But they have these flashbacks every now and then to the master Hamato Yoshi. in feudal Japan and his 4 sons that he's training in martial arts, and the Shredder like murders them all, and before he dies, Hamato Yoshi says that he and his sons will return to haunt him, and in 1990s New York, they certainly do.
And I think one has to really give credit to the fact that they use every single part of the title in the long history of TMNT. The teenage part is explored. The mutant part is definitely explored. The ninja part is most certainly explored.
And
turtles.
They are turtles.
They are turtles.
You can't get around that one in any version. They're always turtles.
Yeah, they're always doing turtle stuff, like eating pizza and living in the sewers.
My favorite version of the Ninja Turtles, like, it honestly has to be, like, the original movie. Like, the 1990 movie is my absolute favorite, but my second favorite is the CG Nickelodeon cartoon that was on for, like, 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah. I remember that had very stylized designs.
Yeah, not as stylized as they are now, but
yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is going to be garbage, right? Like, it looks terrible. And I actually watched the show, and it's really good. It's, like, probably my favorite version besides the movie. And to begin with, they just eat algae. And when the first time they go up to the surface, they find pizza, and they're like, oh my god, ew, what is this? And they're like, oh, the humans eat it. And they take a bite and just fucking fall in love instantly. And they're like, I'll never
really
eat algae again.
That's really awesome. Yeah, I think what keeps TMNT above, like, just like a little step above, like, say Sonic the Hedgehog, perhaps, is that TMNT is, like, self-aware. Like, it knows how ridiculous it is, and it's readily apparent how ridiculous it is.
They lean into it pretty heavily, quite often.
Right. And they're fine being stupid. Like, they don't need like adults to be like, wow, this is finally a TMNT for my generation. They're like, no, we're just going to do fun, silly things that kids will enjoy. And that's not really in the spirit of the original comics, but it is like what the brand has become. It's what it always wanted to be, which is a crowd pleaser.
In issue 6, I think, of the original Mirage comics, Leonardo cuts the Shredder's head off and takes it back to Splinter, who thanks him for doing what he could not. They don't really do that in the other shows.
I mean, aren't the Foot Clan robots in one retelling?
In most of them, they're robots, actually. I like the 1990s movies where the Foot Clan are just disenfranchised radical teens who love hanging out and skateboarding and drinking and smoking in their secret cool-ass clubhouse that I wish I was invited to.
Hey man, you could just join a gang.
Yeah, I could just join a gang. That would go really fucking well.
Gangs are always looking for 30-year-old white dudes with beards and glasses.
That'll go really fucking well for me and the gang. We'll both benefit.
You know, the gang really, like, stuck its neck out to hire you.
The gang's like, how the fuck did we end up with a doughy-ass 30-year-old white dude? Like, what are we gonna have him do? We could have him talk to the cops. Excuse me, Mr. Police Officer, I believe there's been a misunderstanding here.
Now, you could make an amazing logo.
Yeah, sure. I could design a cool logo. Like, the Foot wouldn't have shit on this logo that I put together for the Crips. Sorry, Bloods. I don't really mean that one way or the other. I'm not on either side. I wear green. Don't worry.
I think this makes you part of the Irish mob.
I bet Mario would have trouble in inner cities, right? Like, he's wearing red and blue. You can't do that shit.
I think that's addressed in New Donk City.
Oh, yeah? I must have missed that DLC for Odyssey. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles keeps reinventing itself, and the big difference between it and, like, the Sonic that became popular, like, the Sonic that, like, weirdos love the most, is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an action comedy. And the Sonic that got popular, like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, those are not comedies. They're just action.
They're dramas.
Yeah, they're like action dramas. And like Shadow the Hedgehog, for sure, is like an action drama. And like, Felix the cat wearing running shoes should not be a fucking action drama. And I like those. I like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 as games. I think they're fun. They're like 90% terrible with like 10% good levels, but I still have nostalgia.
Like, Polygon just published this video called Why Luigi is like Jackie Chan, and it was just about how Jackie Chan's movies and his characters always show a lot of effort and humanity in what they try to do, and that I think Ninja Turtles pull a lot from Jackie Chan, especially in the movies and the fight scenes.
Yeah, I agree with that. However, I would like to backtrack a few steps to this Polygon video. How Luigi is like Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
did someone get paid to make this production?
Yes, it's Polygon, dude.
It is. I was about to say, that's Polygon for you, I guess. Like, since the fucking McElroys ditched that shit, it's just...
Yeah.
Ooh. But,
Since their lawyers formed the shape of a giant crowbar and pried all the McElroy content away from Polygon. And rightly so.
Go ahead, though. You were saying something before I rudely interrupted you to freak out about Polygon.
Shit. So like, so with Sonic, everything has to be effortless because he's too cool.
He's too cool for school, dude.
Yeah, he's too fast, and it's even weirder that they went with drama. now that I'm looking at my statements now, that like, there's just nothing to Sonic.
The funny thing is, when I was growing up, like, my favorite Sonic thing were the comics, which were based on that Saturday morning cartoon where Sonic was like a freedom fighter and it was a little dark. And there was another cartoon one at the same time, or similar time, called The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was like Coyote and Roadrunner, just with Sonic and Robotnik.
That's good.
And when I look back on it, that fits the like format of Sonic a million times better. To do like a Looney Tunes style cartoon with Sonic.
Yeah, but I wouldn't immediately associate that with the Sonic I know. Like, that makes more sense. But like the Sonic I know is this weird tar ball of like teenage angst and marketing, and I guess now Gangster's Paradise is in that ball as well.
They're redoing that movie for you, Kevin. You caused this. It's you.
For me?
I don't know how much I fall into this camp, but there is a rather large camp of people who think that this was all like a marketing ploy to be like, hey, here's this terrible shitty Sonic that we know you're gonna hate. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna redo it and give you a Sonic you'll love. And they always just had that prepared.
No, I feel like you could A/B test that fairly easily without
there was
all the money they spent.
There was like pre-release footage of that movie that got leaked, where Sonic looked more like Sonic. Like, he looked like Sonic from the games, just like different. Like, he didn't look like a Munchkin monster.
I mean, I kind of wish someone had done that with The Lion King.
Yeah, like, The Lion King is like a nature documentary that's been dubbed over with the soundtrack from The Lion King, the original.
I mean, great voice cast, but yee.
Yeah, there's also this weird, like, movement in Hollywood now to never call anything animated, even if it is. They're like, oh, the live action Lion King. Motherfucker, there's nothing live in that movie. It's all CG.
Yeah.
Whatever. We should probably talk about Turtles.
Very intensely weird. In my research for this, I did find when you Google Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle OC, what you will find is a very dedicated and very skewed female fan base, or skewed women fan base. Like, a lot of, like, almost all of the results on Google image search were Lady Turtle OCs.
Well, I feel like even the number of people who are doing that aren't all female, because, like, there's a desire for this ever since there was a television series after the third movie called
Yes.
The Next Mutation. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. It's a horror show because they didn't have anywhere near as much money for the suits and the animatronics, so it looks terrible. However, there was a fifth turtle introduced who was named Venus de Milo, who had absolutely no personality and did magic. So everybody hated her. So there's this intense desire to create a fifth female turtle that doesn't suck. Because, like, the idea of a turtle that's, like, girls would like, and, like, guys like a female character too, you know, they'll want, like, a female turtle too, is, like, very appealing. Because the show is a sausage fest. It's a turtle sausage fest. There's a comic right now. The IDW Comics has a female turtle. Like, one of, like, the friends of the turtles got mutated, and her name's Jenica, and she just looks like the other turtles, but she has a yellow headband and, like, Vega claws as her weapons.
I'm sorry, her name's Jenica?
That was her name. That was her name before she got turned into a turtle.
Is that an Enlightenment
No, I hate
artist
that
reference?
too. I really do. Like, I also hated Venus de Milo for that reason, because there are female artists of the Renaissance period that you could name this character after. But Jenica existed for years as a regular character that wasn't mutated.
Huh.
The plan originally was not to mutate her. That came later. So I guess I can forgive it a little bit. It's the best female turtle we got so far.
Well, I feel like the fan community has stepped it up, because there were a lot of, like, there were whole Lady little squads.
Like, name her Artemisia. That's Artemisia Gentileschi. She's, like, one of the most popular artists of the Renaissance, and was fucking amazing.
That's a fucking great name. You could give her a bow, because Artemis.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool.
It works. And ninjas use bows all the fucking time. We just didn't bring that over here to our, like, weird 70s and 80s ninja movie kick.
I mean, to be fair, it is really hard to use a bow and not fucking kill something.
That's true. She could use trick arrows, like Green Arrow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Leonardo uses two fucking sharp-ass swords. It doesn't kill anybody, so it's fine.
That is a weird limitation.
Yeah, he's the only one that has that problem, too. Like, he's always just hitting people with the butt of his sword, unless they're a robot, and then he fucking cuts them.
Yeah, Raph has the sai. Leo has the swords.
Yeah.
Can I do all of these? Mike has, fuck. Does he have, like, nunchucks?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike has nunchucks. And
you're making so many people uncomfortable listening to this right now. Like, he doesn't know, fucking, you know this, Kevin!
The last one is the stick. Donnie has the stick.
The most powerful ninja weapon. Stick.
Stick.
It's got a bow staff, sir.
Yeah, and it's the king of weapons, the stick.
Do you know what bow staff means? It means staff.
Whoa.
Bow already means staff.
Whoa.
Fucking blowing minds in here, baby.
That's why I call it the stick bow.
The stick bow. Kevin, why don't you introduce the world to the inside of your beautiful mind and tell us about your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles OC?
My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles OC is Giovanni Ciampini.
Oh my, Ciampini?
Ciampini.
Oh my god. I'm ready for this.
I made a bad guy.
Really?
Yeah, I made a villain.
Wow, that's wild for you, Kevin. I did not expect that.
I know. It's gonna get chompy up in here.
It's gonna get Ciampini up in here.
Ciampini. As a normal, unmutated piranha, Giovanni was bought from a shady pet store and placed in a toilet as a hilarious prank. Well, one thing led to another, and Giovanni was flushed into the sewer with a sizable amount of mobster blood. And wouldn't you know it, a healthy dosage of mutagen was just pooling up all in there.
I like how you just skip over what happened. Just the aftermath is all we need to know.
Like, do you want to hear about a piranha being born and then taken out of his natural habitat? No, I want to hear about
what he does to that fucking mobster's asshole. That's what I want to hear.
He wrecks it.
Okay, cool.
So Splinter, with his old rat arms already full with 4 baby turtles, sort of attempts to reach out and save Giovanni from the strong sewer currents, but Giovanni's piranha instincts are too strong and reflexively bites Splinter's paw.
You little fucker.
Dicks, yells Splinter. His first sentence having achieved conscious thought. Fuck this. And he shook free from Joe's tiny vice-like mouth, flinging the piranha down a sewer pipe towards a darker destiny.
Oh my god.
As the mutagen did its freaky magic, Joe's body underwent some changes. A svelte but muscular blue body sprouted from his fish belly. Tiny and adorable at first, like those weird early paintings of muscular babies back when we couldn't science out how babies worked. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But soon, it was a normal-ish size, like 5'7" or some shit, #short king size body.
I was gonna make a joke about that, so I'm glad you jumped in front of me for that one.
Though Giovanni could only breathe water, as his body developed, so did his twisted criminal mind. He collected cool mobster clothes from the concrete-chewed corpses he found in the dark waters of his home harbor. Then, using an inverted fishbowl duct-taped over his fish body/head, Giovanni emerged from the water and immediately killed a gangster for his shoes to complete the ensemble.
Fuck yeah!
A passing mob boss of the Ciampini family, Mama Ciampini, saw this, and liking the cut of his jib, invited Giovanni to join her cool gang of crime doers.
This is the best origin for any mutant character ever.
Giovanni, being an evil fashionista fish mutant man, said sure.
What else did he have to do, right?
You're right, like, he's already looking fly as fuck. He's gotta do it. I feel like, Earthworm Jim already did, like, the muscular body with the fishbowl head thing, but
yeah, it was the
cooler.
like the evil the cat sidekick.
Yeah, and there was at least one goldfish that did it, and Psychro kind of had that vibe.
Oh man, every time somebody brings up Earthworm Jim, I get sad because the guy who created it's like a fucking giant asshole prick.
Yeah, he's basically the worst human being ever.
Fucking hate that man, but Earthworm Jim was so good. Oh well.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim was pretty good. I can live with that.
Yeah,
that kind of.
I mean, the way I always look at it is like, if like you enjoyed something and then you find out whoever made it was a fucking prick, homophobe, far right piece of shit, just never give that guy money ever again. You can still doodle the stuff you like if you want.
Yeah, I mean. It's all about, like, how you feel. You don't owe celebrities or creators anything at the end of the day. If you don't feel good supporting a person based on their politics, then don't do it.
Unless they're me.
You
gotta give me money.
No, Jeff, you still have to be a good person if you want.
No, I want to be a monster.
No.
I want to kill people for their blood.
Well, let me tell you about how Giovanni Ciampini did.
Tell me.
So here's a few bullet points on him. So he's known for his use of the switchblade, the straight razor, the Tommy gun, and the bear trap on a chain.
Doesn't he have a bear trap in his mouth, pretty much?
But he's in a fishbowl, so he can't really
get.
So he's got to kind of work out a piranha motif while not being able to bite anyone.
I'm just imagining this like big buff dude with like a pinstripe suit and like a fishbowl on the head with the fish body in it, and then a hat sitting sideways like a fucking fedora sideways on the bowl.
Exactly, and like one of those like white scarves around the rim of the fishbowl.
That's beautiful.
Like class act. But also 5'7", and like other gangsters are kind of like standing about it. I'm 5'7", by the way, so I can make these jokes.
Well, that's how the Ninja Turtles are in the original series. They're all like a foot shorter than April O'Neil.
Right. Because they're doing a Cerebus riff on stuff, and also they're just small.
And Cerebus is another one of those things. The guy who created it's a giant piece of shit. It turns out I didn't read that though, so fuck it.
Yeah, I don't really have a big attachment to that. Anyway,
Sorry.
dude, everything's terrible, and people have to know. That's why they listen to the podcast.
Except Inksburg. www.inksburg.com.
Go there, buy it,
look at it with your eyes,
and then give Jeff money on his new Patreon.
Yeah,
Patreon.
My new Patreon.
I have to I should have just phonetically spelled Giovanni. Instead of spelling it correctly, because I have to really focus not to say Giovanni.
Giovanni. Giovanni.
Joe's a master of ambush tactics, and he often leads the turtles into murky underwater brawls and trap-filled abandoned warehouses.
Oh my god.
He has risen up among the ranks of the Chumpinis by being a very good boy who loves his mother. Also, his brutal bear trap-based killing styles.
Just causes a fucking mess every time.
Though he still likes his food raw, he's learning to cook in order to help out with gang potlucks and family days.
Oh my god. Just the idea of him with he's wearing his normal suit and everything, but he has an apron on over top of it that says "Kiss the Cook" on it.
Yeah, and he's just chopping really fast in that cool chef way.
His regular fedora has a chef's hat on top of it.
Yes. Oh man, I just filled the back half of this with domestic shit that I like. So
I
obviously
knew this, Kevin. I know that there's at least a half a page on every character about what they do when they're at home on their off time.
Yeah. Buckle up, because it's about to get Kevin as fuck up in here. He's a voracious reader, but he has to carry a fake library card and wear a disguise because the library is still backwards as fuck with its no mutants policy.
Oh my god. That's fucked up.
While both were under heavy but obvious disguises, he's hung out with Donnie at the library and traded some pretty cool arts and crafts books recommendations.
I just realized...
They have no idea who the other is.
Dude, I just realized that there is an email character who you're gonna love.
Oh man, is Joe gonna have another best friend?
Yes, he is.
If Joe is decapitated from his man body, he can grow it back in a couple of weeks, but it's all or nothing. He can't just regenerate a limb on its own.
It's just
got to grow the whole fucking body.
It's just the body to the fish belly.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very specific.
I had to write that sentence. I don't know why, but I really had to write it. Much like this next sentence that apparently I just had to write. One time he just threw a million fish hooks at a guy and then kicked him off a roof while holding all the strings.
Oh my god!
Everyone laughed and laughed, and it was his birthday, so he got a cake too.
How do you like it, bitch?
Oh, guys, you didn't have to do all this.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Oh, blood cake.
You got me chum cake? Oh, it's exactly what I wanted.
Guys, you didn't have to. Joe can't quite remember why, but he holds a huge grudge against Splinter and gets irrationally angry whenever he sees him. Dude can't let go. That's about it. That's about all I got of him. I kind of wrote this even more than usual stream of consciously, which is probably why my tense shifts all over the place. It
does not matter to me. I love this character.
Anyone with an English degree reading this will be like, dude, fix that tense. And I'll be like, man, I'm tired.
Look, I'm not ready to follow your fascist rules on tenses, alright? I'm a free bird. I was a free bird. That character is adorable and also horrifying all at once.
That's what I was going for. Is I wanted a more complicated. I wanted a villain that was as complicated as the Turtles are, which is not terribly complicated, but still has those moments where you're like, huh.
A villain who has a personality beyond, I want to cook and eat those turtles.
Yeah. And I don't know if that like ruins TMNT, like what it stands for, but I watched Megamind recently this week, and that's a fucking decent movie.
I like Megamind. I think it's a really good movie. I feel like there's kind of like a sidebar for that sidebar. There's kind of like a movement that like you're not supposed to say negative things about animators' work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll hurt their feelings on the internet. But I'm 100% sure that no one that worked on Megamind is listening to this podcast. So everyone who created one of the main characters on Megamind did a fucking bang up job. They all look great. Except the lead female, who looks like all the rest of the humans in the movie, who look grotesque.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's like it's early. It's like late 2000s, right? Like or 2011.
Yeah, it's 2011.
I think is the year.
That's not super early.
yeah, and I mean, it is what it is. I was more in it for.
Like I like that movie a lot. It's a really fun movie.
I mean, I think it's really fun. Mystery Men is one of my favorite movies.
I fucking
of all
love
time,
Mystery Men.
Yeah, and I thought it like was the closest movie to kind of capturing the Mystery Man vibe. Weirdly, I think Will Ferrell is the weak point in that movie. Like, I just think he's phoning in the Mega Man.
I can agree with that. This is neither here nor there, but did you play the newer God of War game?
I didn't play the newer God of War.
It's a really good game, and I had a great time with it. But man, it would have been so much better if Kratos was not the main character of it. Like if I could play as someone who had a personality, that would have been really cool.
That's how I felt. Well, I think I felt the opposite way playing the PlayStation 2 God of Wars, where I'm like, this guy sucks and I don't want to be in his head anymore. Like he's mean.
He's very mean, but like in God of War, he's like learning to be a father, and that's a really great storyline, and he changes a lot throughout the game, but he's like such a flat line in personality that I don't really care that much about how much he changes. Right. His son is much more interesting as a character, and the game definitely focuses on him more, thankfully.
Yeah, boy.
Boy. That's his name.
Boy.
Your name is Kratos, and you're accompanied by Boy and Head. Those are your companions.
That would be Kratos' name for him.
Yeah. His name is Atreus. Or is it? Play the game to find out. It's not
His name's Atreus.
It's not Atreyu, unfortunately.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Atreus. Or Boy.
I guess you got me there.
Having never played the game, I have my very strong opinions on it.
Hopefully throughout the rest of this episode, once we start getting to these email characters, we'll be able to add some more to the story of Giovanni Ciampini. Giovanni Ciampini.
And he's named partially after a Renaissance artist named Giovanni Bellini.
Oh, I get it. That's fucking... You're a clever boy, Kevin.
But he's chompy, so he's chompy. I don't know, I want to flesh out his gang a little bit more in my head. Like, Mama Ciampini, I think, could be a cool character.
I'm a big fan of the fact that there's just already a mob family called Ciampini. It's not like a play on the fact that he's a piranha. It's just there already exists one.
Well, like Mama Ciampini like rolls up in her fucking mob limo, like rolls down the window a little bit, and it's like, huh, a piranha in.
Maybe she already has piranha like decals and shit on everything she owns. Like piranhas represent her and her family, so she sees a monster piranha. She's like, I gotta get that guy.
Yeah, it's like seems a bit on the nose, but I like his gumption. As he's just like eviscerating it too.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I would also guess that the Ciampinis do a lot of piranha related murder, and that prank that spawned Giovanni is from the Ciampini.
Oh my god! It's all circular. It all rhymes.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it'll work.
I could also definitely just throw this character into our My Hero Academia universe.
This is a very flexible character you've created here. I did not create a flexible character.
Who we got?
Alright, so my character's name is Dung Heap Denny's.
Wait. Well, let me just... Dung Heap is his first name.
Yes.
Last name is Denny's, like the Denny's.
Yes. You'll learn why as we go along.
Is he named after a Renaissance?
Yeah, Dung Heap. Dung Heap Machiavelli.
Machiavelli.
His birth name is Theodore Ted Dennedy. He's 40 years old. Alignment true neutral. His occupation is World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion previously, and now he is a senator from Massachusetts.
Okay, I'm foreseeing a future where nothing bad happens to this character.
Of course not. I don't think you're gonna be able to guess anything about this one, because halfway through this idea, it changed drastically. So, see if you could spot where the change happens.
Okay.
Enemies, failed corporate sponsorships, undeleted search history, marked boxes mailed from gross German sex sites, and the Ninja Turtles, I guess? First appearance is the 1988 episode of TMNT, episode 420, Something This Way Smells. He's voiced by that same guy that voices Alf. I ain't looking that shit up.
Yep.
His quotes are, "You stink worse than I do." And "I have dark needs you don't know about, Michelangelo."
Yeah.
Also, "Please delete my search history after you kill me. Please, I'm not joking here. I really need you to promise me. No, stop looking away from me. Look me in the eyes. Promise me. Please! You have to promise me, Donatello! You have to!"
Oh my god.
Oh, he's also a dung beetle. I forgot to mention that. Anyway,
No, I can feel it. I can feel it in the cadence of his voice.
Here's his story.
Yes.
In late 1988, a corporate sponsorship deal between Playmates and Denny's went horribly, horribly wrong. Denny's wanted a character to represent their brand to appear on the wildly popular Playmates franchise television series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and offered absolutely no requests for what the character would be like, and seemingly no oversight in the creation process. Get it done was the only order from Denny's on high. Unfortunately for both corporate interests, the creative team behind the TMNT cartoon were in charge of designing the character, and fucking hated Denny's and their stupid fucking Grand Slam. So they created the ultimate slap in the face. Dung Heap Denny's, the dastardly dung beetle brigand.
Of course. It's so obvious.
The episode of TMNT began with an ex-World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion and current Senator to the great state of Massachusetts by the name of Ted Dennedy taking a trip to a delicious Denny's location. The waiter is a comical dirtbag type character, blowing his nose on Dennedy's jacket and hawking a gross-ass 1980s loogie right on the floor and laughing about it.
Cool.
He asks Dennedy what he wants. "1 Grand Slam, please!" he asks cheerily, the excitement for his delicious breakfast platter to finally be his overwhelming his disgust at the waiter. The waiter darts back into the kitchen and returns with a giant silver platter with an equally ornate silver cover over it and places it in front of Dennedy. "Oh boy, a Grand Slam!" he yells out and yanks the top off, only to be greeted with the sight of a dung beetle rolling a big piece of gross Orby shit across the platter. He slaps it away and the waiter laughs heartily, unzipping his pants and pulling a tube of TCRI ooze out of the zipper hole like it was his big greasy dick.
What the
He
fuck?
then yanks the cap off of it and sprays it all over the senator, laughing and prancing about. You could imagine that the representatives from Denny's were aghast while watching this and got up to storm out of the viewing room to have a word with the TMNT team. But the doors were locked? No matter how hard they pounded, they couldn't get them open. By the time they had turned back towards the screen, Senator Dennedy's transformation into the dung beetle mutant was complete. He stared at himself in a silver tray in front of him, screaming out, "Oh my god, Denny's has turned me into a mutant from just eating it? No one should ever eat at Denny's!" He leapt to his now grossly insectoid feet and ran out of the building screaming. rounded a corner and ran smack dab into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They were fighting a bunch of robots or something. Who really cares? But they were all halted by the intense dung stench following them into the alley. Whoa, totally bogus, yells Michelangelo. Not prodigious at all, snorted Donatello. This shit fucking stinks, yelled Raphael. The Denny's representatives turned back to the doors and banged harder on them, screaming obscenities and demands to be let out. But the vents above them slowly slid open, and from them slowly came a saccharine sweet smell which began to fill the room. The Denny's reps began to back away from the walls, the sweet smell overwhelming them. My God, is this sarin gas? Choked one of them out finally, grasping onto the back of the seat for balance, barely able to stand. By this time, the TMNT were almost done with their fight against Dung Heap Denny's, who they'd called by this name several times by now, including showing the Denny's logo. He was wearing his gigantic World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship belt around his waist and rolling the turtles into big dung balls, which they couldn't escape from. But they finally rolled them back over the Dung Beetle mutant and trapped him inside. They explained to him that even though he's a gross-ass sexual degenerate mutant now, that he can still go on with his life like nothing happened and be happy. He thinks about this for a moment, then agrees, high-fiving the turtles and smiling. A flash forward happens in the episode, and Dung Heap Denny, in a very poor disguise to make him seem human, with a mustache and fake hair set, and a very large suit, is shaking hands with the President of the United States, which I guess is still a caricature of Reagan at this point. Fuck me if I'm gonna look that up. The President is smiling, but stops for a second, sniffing, and asks, "Do you smell that?" And everyone in attendance laughs heartily, including the turtles, who are standing behind a curtain or something. And there's a freeze frame on the scene while the credits play. The viewing room is completely still during this, of course. A cloud of nearly imperceptible gas hangs in the air over a multitude of bodies sprawled in various repose across the floor. All of them wearing suits and holding Denny's clipboards in their hands, limply. The stillness is palpable and all-consuming, until a voice comes over the intercom, small and content, hissing through the electrified speakers. I guess the episode is approved for air. The end.
Wow. I guess we lost our Denny's sponsorship.
Sorry, Denny's executives.
Oh my God. I like how that went straight into creepypasta.
At a certain point, I just started weaving the story about the executives being trapped in a room, having to watch it, and then I was like, wait, I can make this way worse.
I don't know. Like, if the Denny's executives had just stuck around and not breathed so much sarin gas, they would have seen Denny become a productive member of society almost.
It's true, although he still is a giant shit monster, insect monster because of their food, so.
And I have a feeling he's not the last shit monster we'll be talking about.
You might have something there, my friend.
But yeah, you can actually kind of see this going down. Maybe not the murder. But I can see a failed I could see this something resembling the scenario with a failed tie-in character.
Like originally, the whole idea was very Jism-like, where I was just making a character that was very disgusting, and then the idea to make him a senator came in, and I was like, I'm gonna make him Ted Kennedy. Wait, I'll make him Ted something else. Ted Dannity. Wait a second.
Light bulb.
Denny's could sponsor him. Wait a second, I can kill Denny's.
I like that you also made him a professional wrestler.
Because why not, right? He has to fight the turtles.
Yeah. And like it makes sense. Like you see Dung Beetles rolling that ball around. That's kind of like a weird suplex kind of thing. It's all there.
It all fits together like a really fucked up puzzle. Like you take pieces from 5 different puzzles, but somehow they fit together?
And they're kind of sexy?
Okay, Kevin. Feel like
he's from Massachusetts.
Okay.
I gotta rep my boy.
You gotta rep your gross-ass sexual deviant boy.
Yeah, he's corrupt, and how did he have search history in 1988?
It brings up a lot of questions, doesn't it? It really makes you wonder.
Prophet. I love him. I think he's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna rejoin society, and did like the mutants of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever like get an X-Men kind of moment where mutants were cool now?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think maybe the public liked the Turtles because of April O'Neil, but that's probably it. Like, all other mutants were probably gross and everyone hated them.
They never did like a Magneto arc where Bebop and Rocksteady are like the left and right hand of the master or whatever.
No. I mean, like, most of the episodes revolved around the Shredder trying to make like a turtle soup out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and failing, so...
Sort of a Gordon Ramsay-esque
It's
character.
true. He was very Gordon Ramsay-esque, now that I think about it.
Very angry.
Um,
Well, that's what I call an official OGOC character.
That was
lineup.
Terrible, so hopefully everybody enjoys.
It captures everything I know to be true about TMNT, which is fuck it, do it.
It's true. There's a lot of like threads of Ninja Turtles in there. Like there's I was thinking when I first created the Dung Beetle type mutant of the Masters of the Universe figure and character Stinkor. The skunk man who had like
you're right.
The figure smelled. The figure smelled bad on purpose. That was the
That's awesome.
So I thought like the Ninja Turtles needed a figure that stunk. So you got to pick up your Dung Heat Denny's figure.
God, fucking gross out Toys for Boys were I had creepy crawlers and shit.
You fucking rich ass child. I always wanted creepy crawlers.
Sorry, bro.
You're stunting on me over here with your jelly spiders.
They're all decomposing in the basement if you want some.
You know I still do.
They're covered in real centipedes at this point.
Oh my god. Even better. But of course there's also like the corporate cronyism and like selling out that's real inherent to the beginning of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And also forever throughout all of it, like fucking ask Domino's and Pizza Hut about how often they make money off the Ninja Turtles.
Right, and there's also like a there's sort of a Captain Planet-ness about having a politician be a villain.
Oh yeah,
as well,
for sure. Like the 80s was that era though, where like children's TV villains were always corporate businessmen.
Yeah, it's basically the same. It's basically the same things we rail against today. It's like out of control capitalists and like assholes who keep them in power.
Yeah, you don't see that too much on kids' cartoons anymore, though.
Yeah. I mean, kids' cartoons are less violent today, to be sure. I guess, like.
I mean, you don't see
mostly a Steven Universe.
True, but I mean, you don't see like out of control capitalism being the villain very much anymore. Like nobody's trying to shut down the ski lodge and turn it into a parking lot anymore.
God, that's true, and it's really dark,
isn't it?
Like, I'm thinking about Rocco's Modern Life and how like they had a whole episode where Rocco gets into credit card debt.
Oh yeah,
and like how evil and scary credit cards are.
Well, the villain of 90% of Rocco's Modern Life episodes is Conglommo, the giant corporation.
Right.
You don't get that too much anymore, even though Rocco is coming back, but it's obviously aimed towards people who watch the old show.
I think modern cartoons are like geared to be less villain oriented and more character oriented. Like there's the Lich in Adventure Time, but he's just sort of an idea of evil that doesn't show up for most of the episodes. Most of the problems in Adventure Time are very internal.
It's true. I mean, I'm sure there's just a lot of people working on these shows that were like tired of seeing that type of story from when they were a kid, so they wanted to do something different now.
Yeah, or it could be a fucking conspiracy, and
we've uncovered here on this program.
Which is probably like the third one we've done, let's be honest.
This is just a conspiracy podcast now.
Every podcast. It's 2019, bro. Every podcast is a conspiracy podcast.
They're putting laser beams in my brain.
I hope so.
Man, if that gives me some superpowers, I'd be all about it.
Man, if it just makes me less tired, I'd be all about it.
Alright, so I feel like it's probably about time we stop all this pussyfooting around, right?
Damn. All this fucking turtle toe tapping around.
That's so good.
I know. You you really thought it was good?
So our first email from, as always on original characters, we're big on reading your ideas and showing them to the world. And I'm working on some way to show every idea that you guys send into the world. Maybe like a little blog spot or something. They still have those GeoCities. Live journal.
Yeah, not Tumblr, because that place is burning to the ground.
We could make a Tumblr. That'd be fairly simple.
Yeah, but we'd get flagged as not safe for work or whatever.
I got 16 or 17 pieces flagged not safe for work, and you see the shit I draw. Like,
yeah, it is incredibly unsafe.
It's fucking salacious, is what it is. So maybe we'll do a Tumblr. Fuck it. Like, we'll jump on the sinking ship as it goes down.
Finally.
But our first original character in the TMNT verse, besides our beautiful creations, of course, is from Mr. Sam Lindstrom.
Yeah.
Who you can find at Sam Lindstrom on Twitter, I believe.
Yeah.
And he sent in a fun picture that we'll be sharing on our Twitter, and I guess our Tumblr? I don't know. We'll find out.
I really love this picture. I really love these characters.
This picture, you guys at home can't see it because it isn't a visual medium, but fuck you. This picture is the perfect showcase of the difference between the two versions of the Ninja Turtles you're gonna get when it comes to two separate series. And he writes, Cal OC Bunga, my dudes.
Oh my god.
It's me again with more. To me, there will always be two TMNT shows: the '80s cheeseball version and the extra jagged, very serious for adults, cut yourself on that edge 2003 reboot. So I did a little turtle crossover and included an OC from both shows. Meet Rip Rap, the skunk, and Man Tessa.
Rip Rap!
I fucking love Rip Rap already.
Rip Rap! Oh my god, that's an incredible name for an incredible creature.
I feel like I need to do this next part in like a cheesy 80s shitty rap.
Yeah.
Because it's written that way.
Oh my god.
So it's, well, Rip Rap was just a radical dude who got bonked on the head with a nuclear goo. When he realized that was happening, he shouted, "P.U." because the last thing he saw was the skunk's poop shoot. Just imagine that I did that really cheesy-ass arm cross.
No, I don't have to imagine because I could feel it.
Rip Rap was introduced in the episode Fake the Funk on a Nasty Skunk. He uses a plunger as a weapon. Pretty wacky, I know. He keeps the case of breath mints in his fanny pack, and his catchphrases are, "Guh, I guess this stinks, huh?" And "What?
It's kind of...
I'm a nice dude."
He's kind of like Banjo.
He is. Guh.
Guh.
His main personality quirk is his relentless horniness. Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
For some reason, the writers thought to just do Pepe Le Pew as a huge, muscular man skunk.
Oh no, that's horrifying.
It made the scenes where he was sidling up to April O'Neil and declaring his obsession with her a little too uncomfortable for general audiences, so he was scrapped after just one episode.
Yikes, he looks so bashful in this picture.
Nah, he's a real fucking horny dude.
He's horned.
But in TMNT, bad ideas never die. They just lie in wait.
That's very true.
Meanwhile, in 2003, Mantessa appeared in the episode Praying for Love. She was a praying mantis mutant who tried to lure Raphael away from the rest of the other turtles so she could convince him to fall in love with her. She's a cold-blooded killer, and she always kills her mates. It's because she's a praying mantis, you see, something she's quick to reiterate to people.
I feel like Praying Mantis is less played out than Black Widow, so that's pretty good.
Love. Heh. Love is for the weak. I only need fools like you to think I'm in love with you so that I can fool you into following me, which then gives me a chance to kill you, which I'm doing right now, she mused to the turtles, who were very impressed at how dark and mature she was. She was pretty popular among adolescent fans trying to figure things out, but the turtles were going into future space for the next arc, so we never saw her again.
Adolescent fans trying to figure things out is the exact demographic for TMNT.
Especially that cartoon.
Yeah.
So we never saw her again, or so we thought. This podcast is the best, you guys. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you on the other side. Sam.
Aw, thanks, Sam.
Thank you for that beautiful email, that beautiful picture, and that horrific fucking view of this giant skunk man trying to force himself on April O'Neil.
I mean, I'm just kind of happy there was no genocide in this one. It was these are kind of standard characters.
It's true.
I mean, Mantessa is gonna have to work pretty hard to decapitate every mate on the planet Earth, but I guess she could do it.
On a long enough timeline, you could decapitate as many people as is necessary, Kevin.
I think Sam got to the horniness that is the true core of the TMNT fandom.
Is it?
Well, judging by my research, yes.
Your research had the safe search off, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, but it's on par with the Sonic fandom for the level of horned.
Oh my god, Sonic fandom is 90% horned up.
Well, maybe it's not as bad as Sonic.
Sonic fandom gets to the heart of grossness with its sexuality. It's not. Yeah, it's almost impossible to find anything on the internet that's Sonic and has any type of sexuality in it that isn't just the furthest reaches of whatever fetish it's going for.
Well, my favorite is how obviously bad all of the relationships are.
There's no such thing as a relationship in the Sonic games. There's silly joke things, Amy Rose is chasing Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic is treating her like garbage, but she loves him.
Wacky fun.
Everybody loves that old chestnut, right?
It's not getting played out.
My favorite version of that though is the Lola Bunny on the Looney Tunes show, where she actually gets Bugs into dating her, and then she loses all interest in him.
Oh my god, that rules.
They eventually end up going out because they're both they just kind of like each other again. They just end up going out, but she just mostly forgets about him all the time and annoys the hell out of him. It's pretty funny. The Looney Tunes show is a lot better than people give it credit for. I like that show a lot.
I feel like I have to check it out. I've been watching the new Mickey Mouse shorts, and they're very fucking good.
They're masterful. I love those shorts.
They're so incredible.
That you can find those on YouTube for free. You guys love 70% free content, so hit those up.
If I know one thing about our audience is that they love 70 to 80% free content.
Our audience doesn't pay anything for this, so I'm guessing they love 100% free content best.
Our audience only thinks they're not paying for OGSC.
They're paying for it in precious, precious time, which you can never get back.
Nope. But if you're commuting or whatever, I guess. I guess you're already
if you're doing something more important while you listen to this, you're fine. Otherwise, we've stolen time from your life you'll never get back. We're time vampires.
We're time bandits.
Man, what an awesome fucking title. I would be a time bandit any day. Kevin, what's that next email?
I want to read it to you.
Read
it's
it
from
to
David.
me.
It's from David Booth.
David Booth.
David Booth.
I'm
and
spooked.
he writes, hey Jeff/Kevin. Jeff's getting top billing.
He's only saying hi to one of us. You have to pick which one it is. Jeff/Kevin.
Hey Jeff.
Hey Kevin.
It's got to be. It's like this. Hey Jeff. /Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how it is. I'm sure it's Hey Joe /Kevin.
We're going lightning quick. Long time, first time.
Welcome to the show, Mr. David.
Welcome. I've been loving the OCs so far, but as soon as I heard you mention TMNT at the beginning of the Longmire episode, I started thinking of this OC, so I knew I had to send it. I based this in the 1987 cartoon version, as that was one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah, me too, buddy. We all did that so far.
Yeah, that's the best one. Keep up the great OCs and do not steal.
Do not steal.
Do not steal.
Do not steal.
There it is. That's going at the end. That's a soundbite. Stats. Oh, so this character is apparently called the Fur Hat,
which is a kind of gross name when you think about it for too long.
Yeah, there now. Stats. Species. Human turned beaver mutant. Alright.
Extra gross now, isn't it?
It's already gross. Name as a human is Gord McDonald.
Oh, Gord McDonald.
Gord McDonald. As a mutant, he becomes the Fur Hat. First appearance, season 13, episode 69, Snow, Canada. I love the first appearance.
I'm a big fan of the first appearance. I also love that, like, it's Snow, Canada.
Oh my god.
Isn't that clever? Isn't this dude clever as fuck?
Fuck. I'm glad you pointed that out. I would have completely missed that. Occupation, premutation was a Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Postmutation, vigilante, makes sense. There's not a lot
You don't get to keep your job when you're a giant mutant beaver. It's not how it works.
There are a lot of options in this world for mutants, which is kind of fucked up.
It is.
Appearance, human beaver mutant covered in brown fur. Always wears a red RCMP jacket and tan hat. I don't know what RCMP is.
I'm guessing that's Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Wow, someone's paying attention to context clues. Alright. Strength 7. I assume this is out of 10.
For sure.
But strength 7. Dexterity 4 on land, 7 in water.
Don't get this man in some water.
Intelligence 5, wisdom 7, teeth 10, tail 9. Wow, these are pretty extreme. Oh, favorite pizza, maple Canadian bacon. Ugh.
I don't know about that pizza, Fur Hat. I don't know about that.
That's 90s as shit though. It's like a gross sounding pizza.
It is. Like the entire gag about pizza on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon was that there was just gross shit all over it.
They should have put some algae on it.
Algae?
Algae! I've never eaten algae again.
Why was he Southern? Why was he a Southern turtle?
That's how they talk. That's how... Do you know nothing about Ninja Turtles?
That's how they talk.
That's how they talk.
He emphasized they in a really weird way I didn't like.
That's how turtles talk.
That's how they talk.
That's how those turtles talk.
To any turtles listening to the program, I'm very sorry.
Listen. Gord was just a mild-mannered RCMP officer posted in Niagara Falls, Canada, before his transformation into the Fur Hat. One evening, while looking into some rumors about beavers stealing lumber from the local mill, the most beautiful northern lights appeared above him. However, these weren't everyday northern lights. They were also a portal to Dimension X.
Dun dun dun!
Gord absorbed dangerous radiation from Dimension X.
Dun dun dun!
Thank you. And when he found the beavers who were stealing the lumber, he immediately began to mutate. Now he continually tries to protect his community from the shadows. I think that's great and horrifying.
A giant human beaver
It's
who
just
protects you from the shadows.
It's their gross orange teeth. Like that, the idea of that being magnified into a man-sized mouth is just ugh.
Did you ever watch Angry Beavers?
Yeah, I love that show.
The show was fucking dope. It's neither here nor there. It's nothing to do with anything. I just love it.
I mean, I love that show. I love Richard Horvitz as a voice actor.
Oh yeah, absolutely top of the crop.
I love. Apparently, Invader Zim is getting a reboot on Netflix, and I'm ready for that to be a thing.
I think it's just a movie. I think it's a movie.
Yeah, that's fine. I was big into John and Vasquez as
of course you were.
As a tween.
Of course you were, Kevin.
Maybe you can tell that from the everything about me.
I remember a girl turned around to me in class and held up Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and was like, you like classic comics, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you'll like this one. And I opened it up and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I love Johnny the Homicidal.
I never read all of it. Like, I read like 5 pages and then the teacher was like, what are you doing? And I was like, nothing.
I mean, Squee was my jam, which is kind of the unofficial sequel, it's kind of the spiritual sequel to JTHM. And
you know somebody's deep in it when they use the acronym.
Listen, we're talking about TMNTs. I can throw JTHM in there. I'm hip. I read the John and Vasquez comics.
Oh, that makes you super hip in the modern day.
I know. Everyone cares so much.
Like, I watched Invader Zim, and like I said, I read like 5 or 6 pages of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I had nothing against it.
If you want a picture of who I was in freshman year of high school, I wore exclusively Invader Zim t-shirts from Hot Topic with very loud Hawaiian shirts over them.
Jinko jeans.
And perhaps... well, cargo pants, to be sure. But
those are the Jinko jeans of the 2000s.
It's true. Perhaps a Jinko jean on the side.
I wore exclusively leather jackets and sunglasses with my hair slicked back for my motor hog. I rode this class every day. Cool, man. I think it's to David Booth's credit that we were sent down this lovely little side, of course,
tangent on awesome 90s 2000s cartoons, because for some reason a giant beaver mutant that eats maple Canadian bacon pizza put us there.
That did it to us.
So thank you, David.
In reality, I wore t-shirts and jeans that were way too big for me and shoes that sucked. That was my everyday.
I wore Chucks pretty much every day.
I wear Chucks pretty much every day now.
I don't wear Chucks no more because they're so narrow and they hurt my feet.
Chucks are the most comfortable shoes in the world. Maybe you got dumb feet disease. You ever think about that?
Bruh, Vans are the most comfortable shoes in the world. Who are you kidding?
I've only worn Vans a couple times, and they were alright.
Yeah, they're fine. I mostly wear hiking boots because I don't know.
Because IDK.
Because IDK, they're indestructible.
Our next email.
No, I'm not done on my LL Bean.
Let me talk about LL Bean, goddammit. Our next email is from Pizza Man, and it's about Pizza Man. He begins, this is my OGOC. It was made for me. Finally, my time has come for the ultimate original character. Behold, Pizza Man.
Oh my god.
Look, I could do a better Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Behold! Anyway.
I'll put some echoes and lightning on the background.
Thank you. Once a mild-mannered Joe working a pizza delivery job, Pete McMahon, worked this low-paying job in the old New York City, hated by his coworkers because he's just too nice. And because of that, was forced the worst deliveries. One recurring delivery saw him placing several pizza boxes next to a sewer grate. He never thought much of it. Whoever ordered it tipped him well, and whenever he whipped around to try and catch a glimpse of them, the boxes were always already gone. Fun fact, in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the guy who delivers the pizza is Dan Castellaneta.
What? That's awesome. He was the genie.
Or maybe it was the guy who does SpongeBob.
Oh,
Anyway.
Tom Kenny?
I don't know. I don't think it was Tom Kenny. Fuck it. Anyway,
he was the genie.
He was the genie.
No, it's the guy who voiced Wacko.
He never thought much of it. Was definitely not that guy. He never thought much of it. Whoever ordered tipped him well, and whenever he whipped around to try to catch a glimpse of him, the box were already gone. One day on his routine delivery, he finally spotted something. A single discarded box in a nearby alleyway with a sinister glow. Being naturally inquisitive, he approached, and upon opening said dumpster, was consumed by the very food he was sworn to deliver. What emerged from that alley was no ordinary pizza or man. 'Twas a pizza man.
I'm just picturing like Swamp Thing, but instead of like swamp particles, it's cheese.
See, I'm picturing Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. Just dripping cheese and pepperonis off of him all the time.
I guess we have a picture of him to go off.
It's true. He doesn't look anything like that. He says, although he looked pretty much the same, he could turn any part of his body into any type of pizza.
What?
Eventually, through training with Master Splinter, he gains the ability to manifest calzones as well.
Wait, we've already been down a similar path in our Boku no Hero Academia. Boku no My Hero Academia.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, someone had Italian powers.
Oh, yeah. It made spaghetti.
It made spaghetti.
His favorite pizza is good old classic pepperoni Chicago-style deep dish. This was the main reason his coworkers didn't like him, being in New York City and all.
I mean, if you like Chicago-style deep dish, I'm pretty sure you're a psychopath. Maybe not a dangerous one, but you are one.
I've never eaten deep dish, is the thing, because every time, like, seeing photos of it, I'm like, doesn't that give you a heart attack? Like, as soon as you eat it? Don't you just die immediately?
It just seems very tomatoey, which is...
It's a pie.
I'm gonna be honest. I think we're going after different things in our pizzas.
I agree.
Psychopaths.
Like, I understand that the term pizza pie was invented, but that doesn't mean you make your pizza into a pie. That's not what that means.
Some people just take it too far, you know?
Abilities can produce an unlimited amount of delicious pizza and pizza-adjacent products from any limb. Not unlike the hit 2008 film Food Boy.
What? Is that? No. That can't be.
He's on the M-Class Discord, this guy has continuously foisted upon us screen grabs from this movie about a kid who ejaculates bread all over a bathroom.
Oh my god. Chaos strikes when a high school student makes food appear at will. 4 out of 10 on IMDb. The Adventures of Food Boy.
The hit 2008 film. 40%. He has a high rate healing factor due to the secret spicy blend and gooey cheese. And he's friendly as all heck. Pizza Man now spends most of his time with the turtles because they think he's cool because he's handsome and friendly and has infinite pizza. But he encourages them to still buy from local chains to support their small business owners. April O'Neil especially likes that part of him, and they start dating, and they kiss, and she really likes him, and they hold hands and stuff.
Aww. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Also, he wears aviators and a baseball cap and totally rocks them, and he has a motorcycle, and Casey Jones is super jealous of him.
Suck Casey Jones.
Stay OGOCE Pizza Man.
Pizza Man. That was a lovely OC.
It was lovely. I'd like to point out that a lot of these original characters seem to end up having sex with April O'Neil for some reason. I wonder why that is.
I mean, you just gotta write what's in your heart.
It's true, and sometimes in your heart is weird porn with monsters and April O'Neil, I guess.
You know, that's a lot like life.
Weird monsters and porn is a lot like life.
Thank you, Pizza Man. Our next email is from Travis Morphy. Greetings, OGs. I've got some OCs.
God damn, you sound like the Riddler right now.
Woo!
Greetings, OGs. I've got some OCs.
No, you see, you didn't have to one-up me like that in front of all of my fans.
I'm sorry. I became the, like, fucking peaches and cream, like, berries and cream boy, though. Berries and cream, berries and cream.
Berries and cream.
Papa, I want some berries and cream.
I want to see you incorporate that voice into a future character.
That'll come back one day. I promise you.
Keep it in the vault. But before the OCs happen, I'd like to say this podcast is hilarious and amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. No thank you, sir.
No thank you. Travis, thank you. Also, I don't think I've seen anything TMNT related since the 90s, so I'm sure my characters will fit right in. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you were being sarcastic, but that's 100% truth right there.
I mean, this is probably the episode I know the least about that I've made a character for. I've kind of absorbed most of my TMNT shit through, like, osmosis. So
sad. It's fucking sad, dude.
Well, you know, some people like have to fucking bloom late and they struggle through life.
Trust me, I know it, sir.
These original characters are protected by the Second Amendment.
The Second Amendment?
Steal at your own risk. Jeez.
Oh my god, alright everybody, don't steal this.
Oh, fuck. We gotta go, man. In the sewers of Ninja Town, USA, some mutant green ooze was leaking in from some shitbag 1%ers dumping radioactive goop into the local river. The 1% does excrete a radioactive goop.
They do love that. They do love dumping that.
It's mostly Gwyneth Paltrow's fault. And I know what you're thinking. Is this monster blood from famous campy children's horror book series Goosebumps by R.L. Stine? I'll leave that to your imagination.
Oh my god. Crossover episode.
I mean, it makes so much sense when you think about it. Anyways, it totally turned some turtles into bipedal turtles with individual fingers and an unquenchable need to get funky.
Oh my god, I empathize with these turtles immediately because I have an unquenchable need to get funky.
That's right. These are the adult mutant funk band Turtles.
Fuck yeah.
Born from the funky fresh sewers and trained in the arts of villainous combat and shredding by Shredder themselves. But also they wanted to play funk music so they can put on weekly free shows in the Ninja Town sewers for all their fans because fuck capitalism. Featuring... That's the check. That's another check on the bingo card for OGOC is fuck capitalism.
We already checked that off like an hour ago, but
it's true.
It's double checked right there.
Featuring Donna Cello.
Oh my god.
Cello. Stats, name, 10 out of 10. That's true. Cello, 11 out of 10. Weapon, bow, instrument, cello, legs. I like that we got like the bow, like the bow and arrow bow. Like I always thought, yeah, we already pitched a character that had that.
Yeah, that's like the number one like combat tool of feudal Japan, and nobody fucking has it.
Donatello likes grooving, scooting, and street hockey, wearing 2 headbands because she's twice the leader that blue guy will ever be. Dang, 2 headbands?
That's far too powerful.
That's really fucking aggressive, chaotic energy right there. Dislikes lame-o blue headband wearing turtles, not having enough money for beer. Wow, people who bring swords to a battle of the bands, like who does that? Chill the fuck out, Leonardo.
I would like to point out that I made a declaration that no one who says anything negative about Leonardo will make it on this episode of original characters, and that was achieved because this is a character who should hate Leonardo. That's the character's thing. Nobody's trying to dunk on my boy, so this made it in.
My sister was big into Raphael, because...
Like, everybody loves Raphael because he's the edgy one. Everybody loves the edgy boy. Even though in the original he was like, I don't know, he was like Don Rickles.
I get that he's cool, but he is also rude.
He's cool but rude.
And Michelangelo is a party dude.
Mikey was always my second favorite. I always love a party dude.
I think Mikey is like the perennial second favorite.
I think if Mikey is not your favorite, he's your second favorite. That's how it works. A lot of people like Donatello these days because they're fucking nerds.
I kind of like Donnie, but alright.
Wonder what that means.
Michael Bangelo. That's the next character. Name 5 out of 10. That's wrong. Let me fix this real quick.
10 out of 10.
That's 15 out of 10. Hold on, I just messed up the word pad that I'm reading.
Oh, great. Cool.
Cool, fixed it. Michael Bangelo, 15 out of 10. Handsome, 10 out of 10. Daddy issues, zip, none, nada.
Shit. Michael Bangelo don't give a fuck about his daddy.
Instruments with a Z, banjo, and, I don't know if you knew this, but Travis put down banjolele as one of...
Which is
Michael
a real
Bangelo's
instrument.
Banjolele is one of my favorite silly dumbass instruments.
It's a real instrument played by real trolls.
There's a banjolele in Hack, and only slimes play it.
There's a banjolele in Pretend Friends, which you can find on iTunes right now and listen to.
That's true. Snorkel plays the banjolele. I almost fucking forgot.
Yeah, that's why I made the troll joke.
I don't remember my stuff.
You made the guy.
I was him, man. I'm not. I haven't been him in like a month.
You have to channel him to remember the banjolele.
It's true. Weapons. Calling his dad to solve. Dad can beat up your dad.
Just fucking fighting words, Michael Bangelo.
Legs, oatmeal, golfing, wearing shorts.
Okay, Michael Bangelo seems a little boring.
Dislikes, when you forget to wear a belt and your pockets are so full that your pants don't stay up well.
Not a big fan of that.
Don't forget to wear a belt. Just wear a belt. Just wear a belt.
Wear suspenders.
We live in a society. Wear a belt. Or suspenders if you have to.
Yeah, just keep that shit secret. I don't need to know you're wearing suspenders.
Leo Bardo. Name. Not my best work, but it's okay, I guess. Yeah, you're getting through this. We're all with you.
We made it to this point. That's all that matters. You knocked it out of the park twice. You can rest on your laurels a little bit. It's fine.
Dude, I'm gonna be fucking chuckling at Michael Bangelo
forever.
I'm meeting up my friend who's in a bluegrass. I'm meeting up with my friend who's in a bluegrass band tomorrow, and he plays the banjo, and I'm gonna sneak that one in there. So
you're like, "What's up, Michael Bangelo?" And he's gonna be like, "What?" And you're gonna be like Michelangelo, like the turtle. And he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Except there's gonna be a lot more of me high-fiving myself over someone else's joke that didn't land. That I stole. Class, bard, charisma, +5 modifier.
Oh my god, charismatic as fuck.
Weapons, drumsticks, magic, drumstick magic.
Same thing. Drumsticks, magic,
Cool.
Same thing.
It's just a wand. It's just a wand that makes music.
That's right.
Cool. 7. Instruments, drums, magic. Likes. Tabletop role-playing games with his bandmates. A warm glass of milk before bed to help him sleep. Reading bedtime stories for his nephews. Fuck yeah. Dislikes blue cheese and Todd with 1D.
We all do. We all do, Leo Bardo.
I like
blue cheese.
What? Oh, I do like blue cheese.
Wow, you went through the entire gamut of different opinions on blue cheese just then. Wait, what? Well, I mean, actually, I do like blue cheese.
Listen, I fucking contain multitudes, my friend.
No doubt, dude.
And there are two wolves at war inside me over whether or not I like blue cheese. Dude, I'll have it. If it's on a burger or whatever.
Yeah, I fucking love like a black and blue burger. Give me that shit.
Hell yeah. Our last is Joe Dart.
From
Stats.
You know Joe Dart, right? From fucking Wolfpack. The bassist from Wolfpack.
Oh my god. Awesome.
Exactly.
Stats. Joe Dart. Joe Dart, 69 out of 10. It's Joe fucking Dart on the Fender bass.
It's Joe Dart on the Fender bass. Boom, 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 boom.
I listened to a fair amount of Wolfpack. I don't fucking know who Joe fucking Dart is.
Joe fucking Dart breaks his neck during every song for you so that you can get that sweet, sweet bass music.
I'm sorry, Joe Dart. I really gotta fucking respect American heroes.
That's true, dude. Fucking Joe Dart. Like 90% of the audience is like, who the fuck is this? Go listen to Wolfpack. Vulfpeck. Fucking lo-fi tunes that aren't hip-hop. It's all funk. Get some funk in your blood.
Yeah. Like great chillin' music and great working music.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks, fellers. Yours won and originally Travis Morphy. Thanks, Travis. I love the idea of a funk band, and I think I remember reading that there was a stage show where the Turtles were in a band.
Oh yeah,
that was
insane. That was absolutely insane. Of course, like the suits are meant to be seen from like way away from them, so they all look absolutely fucking terrifying up close.
Yeah,
and they're all wearing like jean vests and jean shorts for some reason. They're all out there in pure jorts heaven playing this music.
I imagine it being like Kiss or something, like really generic rock and roll style shit.
It is. But it's very generic rock and roll. Vanilla Ice doesn't appear once during any of it, so fuck it, right?
Fuck that shit. Give me that funk.
So our next email is from Spivsy. And he has a beautiful picture of Glubs McIntyre.
Oh my god. Hey!
Told you. I told you.
Oh my god, we had the same fucking dream. We're in the fucking zeitgeist now, kids.
This pure zeitgeist now.
Dude, we're zeitgeisting.
My original TMNT character is named Glubs McIntyre. Glubs started life as a fairground goldfish, a poor abused little fishy in a little plastic bag, barely bigger than he is. His rough start in life didn't get any better. He was won by a 4-year-old boy who shook Glubs' bag and didn't secure it properly on the car ride home.
Those are the two things they tell you to do.
And he did them both. By the time they made it back, Glubs was floating upside down and the shitty 4-year-old's dad flushed Glubs down the toilet. Unbeknownst to them, directly under their toilet at that moment, a barge full of radioactive chemicals was floating through the sewer. Glubs landed straight in the vat and emerged a week later as a 6'4", shredded to hell, giant buff man body with a goldfish head.
Yes.
Glubs ran around the sewer for days, becoming attuned to his killer thighs and rock-hard abs. Along the way, he found a pair of jean shorts that had been thrown into the sewers because, hey, this is a kid's show.
He can't show his monster fish dong.
One day, the Ninja Turtles can hear smashing sounds outside the turtles' lair and go to investigate, finding Glubs punching through the sewer walls trying to find his way out. The turtles initially think Glubs is there to fight them because we thrive on conflict. While Glubs was stronger than them, they easily overpowered him with their ninja skills.
Aww.
Donatello suggests building a fish talking machine because that's the sort of thing he does.
Hell yeah.
But while the turtles are arguing about this being a pretty dumb idea, Glubs leaps through a manhole and runs off down the road, leaving big, wet, foot-sized holes in the road.
Just imagine he sounds like...
He sounds like a putty patroller. The turtles track Glubs through the city and eventually find him in an apartment, flexing in front of a cowering, shitty 4-year-old boy and his shitty father. The turtles smash in and say something like, "You're all wet." I don't know, I didn't write the show. And Glubs responds, "Blub, blub, blub. That little asshole flushed me down a toilet." Glubs' story touches the Ninja Turtles' hearts, and they join Glubs in beating the crap out of the father, and then Donatello builds the catapult to launch the boy into outer space.
Yeah, take back that shit you said about Donatello, because he's cool now.
He's cool as fuck now. The Ninja Turtles and Glubs all become best friends, and he joins them on all of their adventures, slightly off-screen at all times. The end.
You can only see him in the widescreen version.
Oh, also, the B-plot to this episode is about Shredder's mom coming to visit. Bebop and Rocksteady have to go shopping. Signed, Spivsy.
Yes.
P.S. Glubs is best friends with whoever Kevin's character is.
Oh my god. How?
He knew!
How?
The Zeitgeist.
Well,
it's here again.
Fucking Zeitgeist is fringing on hive mind at this point.
It's here again, dude.
I love Glubs McIntyre. I feel like this is going to be the first true friendship between an Irish fish person and an Italian fish person.
It's never happened before. We're building bridges amongst fish peoples.
I can kind of picture Giovanni Ciampini just sort of like using Glubs as the muscle, getting him all dressed up with a bow tie, but
nothing else, but just a bow tie.
Just a bow tie. Maybe one of those little bowler hats. They're gonna be okay. They might fall in love. I don't know.
Man, that would be beautiful.
That'd be
it's fish love. That's all it is.
I mean, looking at this dude's abs, like
who wouldn't fall in love with that gross fish man? Am I right?
Thank you, Spivsy.
And he really means because think of them fish sticks. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of them fish sticks.
Fish dicks. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because they got two like Klingons. Watch M-Class podcast on your TV.
You're all about the fucking...
Dude, I'm plugging away today, just like I'd like to plug away at that fish man. Am I right?
Yeah,
all right, everybody?
There it is. Damn. That's some smooth plugging, my friend.
No, that's how I do it. Trust me. What's our next email, Kev?
Our next email is from Phantom Thief Goofus.
I love that Goofus.
I was going to ask if you love that Goofus.
I love that Goofus. I knew you did. I knew it.
The title of the email is, "You think you can come into my city and steal my OC? That's the last mistake of your life. Fuck 'em up, Tony."
You think you could come into my city? Fuck 'em up, Tony.
We got a fucking Giovanni.
It's another Giovanni.
It's another fucking Chobani. God,
he's the fifth TMNT.
Well, if it ain't my main squeeze, the OCs. How's it going? It's going well.
It's alright. We'll see when the show's over.
Yeah, we'll see. It's me, Phantom Thief Goofus, or FTG. FTG.
Don't call yourself FTG. That's not how it's spelled. Come on.
FTG's happening. FTG.
Faster than gay travel. I don't know. What does FTG stand for?
Nothing's faster than gay.
Nothing.
Faster than Goofus, maybe.
Faster than Goofus travel. We're all trying to get a little bit of that faster than Goofus travel going so we can escape this hellhole. Am I right?
I got another OC for you guys.
Thank you.
The fifth Ninja Turtle. His name is Giovanni Santi. And after the not taken Renaissance artist.
There was only one more after the four.
Yeah. Apparently there's more than one Giovanni. He first appeared in the very first piece of TMNT media, and in fact has been in everything, including Turtles in Time. You just haven't noticed him. He loved his brothers, and they didn't know he existed.
Jesus, this is really putting the impetus on us, isn't it? Like, you didn't notice him, you dickhead.
It was after he went undercover in the Foot Clan for 14 months under the name Clash Demon Head.
This is a great name.
Good NES reference and Scott Pilgrim reference.
Yeah.
He got fed up with it, and he returned to the rapturous applause of no one. Like, who's this dude? Said Michelangelo as he did a kickflip. Giovanni snapped at that moment. Well, fuck you guys too, then. He stormed out and fully adopted the persona of Clash Demon Head. Turtles still don't remember Giovanni. Alongside Future Funk and Vaporwave, the forgotten brothers of Bebop and Rocksteady. Alright, that one got me. And May O'Connor, the cousin of April. They form the Dark Turtles, even though only one of them is a turtle. In fact, he's a tortoise. May is a human, Future Funk is a gecko, and Vaporwave is a raptor man. Hell yeah.
Fuck, dude. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be Future Funk or Vaporwave?
I'll be Future Funk.
Fuck you. Alright, I'll be Vaporwave.
Yeah, damn right, you're Vaporwave. Future Funk rules.
Fuck. Vaporwave's alright. Vaporwave is super out now, just like me, so it's good.
I mean, I'll be French House if you want to be Future Funk that bad.
French House? Damn.
Yeah.
Going back even further.
Let's get into the stats of Giovanni Santi. Stealth, literally imperceptible out of 10.
Jesus.
Weapon, a cool scythe that he found from another dojo because Splinter ran out of weapons.
That's so fucked up. This poor guy.
Trademark color, black. Actually I've seen a lot of Fifth Ninja Turtles, and black is by far the most prominent color.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, you get yellow sometimes, you get like pink. You get like
you do get pink
quite often.
But black, the teens love it.
The teens love black and red. Those are the only two cool colors.
It's true. And it gets pretty cool with the turtle green, we gotta be honest. Favorite food, pork chops. The turtles always ate the pizza before he got any.
But they were just pork chops laying around?
I guess he had to cook his own pork chops. It's really sad. Fight skills, better than Raphael out of 10.
Well, oh my god. I guess that's really high. His skill seems to change as it depends on the story.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a Worf complex. As Clash Demon Head, his motivation is to be finally noticed by literally anyone outside of the Dark Turtles, and thus he doesn't use stealth. How can the Dark Turtles perceive him? That's an interesting mystery.
I don't know. We as the audience can't perceive him, but the Dark Turtles can.
I mean, it makes him really easy to animate.
Oh, for sure.
Weapon, a laser katana made of dark magic.
God damn.
A laser katana made of dark magic.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Casting stat, INT, smarter than Donnie out of 10. Leadership better than Leo out of 10. Fight skills better than 2 Raphs out of 10.
Holy shit.
Damn. Jokes 2 out of 10. He is not a party dude.
Oh my god, I don't know if I like Clash Demon Head anymore. How can I like a man who is not a party dude?
Whoops, I sort of made 2 OCs again. Maybe that can be my thing, like how Todd with 1D is an alcoholic. Keep on OCing, boys. Phantom Thief, FTG, Goofus. I steal a lot of things, but an OC ain't one of them. Thanks, FTG.
Too good of a dude. He would never steal an OC. You would be a monster to steal an OC.
It's true. It's true. And to put them on a podcast, even worse. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish we had stat sheets for Future Funk and Vaporwave because I feel like they were the best. They were.
The names were so powerful. They did so much for us.
It's just I can see them in my head and they're waving at me. They're like, "Come closer, come into the light."
Our next email is from VG Dad.
Oh, love that VG dad.
Love that V'ger.
Love
Email title, Mittens. I cannot overemphasize that you should not steal.
I'll think about it.
There's a beautiful drawing of a cat man with a purple mask and a bow staff. And he begins, "Hey, Jeff and Kevin, still got that top billing." Really? I guess it's because I introduced myself first. That's pretty much it, right?
I'm loving Top Jeff. I'll be a bottom Kevin for a top.
Dude, I'm fine with you being my bottom. Really excited to share my original character, Do Not Steal, with you today. I was a big fan of the TMNT cartoon as a kid, and this character is loosely based on a character I made when I was like 9.
Aw, that's awesome.
Oh my god, we're the same guy. We said the same thing at the same time. Enough preamble. Let's go. Mittens was an ordinary alley cat just trying to make his way in the hustle and bustle of New York City. You know, chasing rats, sitting on fences and yowling at the moon, using a trash can lid as a platter and putting a discarded fish head on it. Typical alley cat stuff.
Hell yeah.
Then one fateful day, he heard a commotion outside of his alley. A young boy was coming from the pet store with 4 young turtles when an out-of-control truck spilled mysterious goop.
Goop!
Mittens saw the turtles struggling in the goop, and the young boy tried desperately to rescue them. Mittens sprang into action with no regard for his own safety. He only narrowly missed rescuing the turtles as they fell down the drain. Distraught, but grateful for his efforts, the boy gave Mittens a hug, and the two parted ways.
What? Okay, weird.
Later that night, Mittens was feeling odd. He knew it couldn't be anything he ate, because all he had eaten all day was garbage. Mittens decided to call it an early night and crawled into the cardboard box he called his home.
Oh.
He woke up the next morning and with his head smashed through the roof of his cardboard home. Not only that, he had thumbs and other defining characteristics that led the audience to know he was mutating.
Big swinging dick.
Oh no. Oh no.
Gotta find some discarded jorts.
Dude, that's the thing that lets you know that somebody's a mutant. They have a big, giant, gross dick. That's what lets you know.
That's canon in the Turtleverse.
As the turtles grew into teenagers, so too did Mittens. One day, by sheer coincidence, he ran into one of the turtles, Donatello.
Yay.
Donatello was surprised to see another mutant like him, but he instantly knew he could trust him. Mittens knew he could trust Donatello because Mittens sniffed his butthole and knew he was on the up and up.
Nice.
They quickly became best friends and spent the day reminiscing about urban New York in the late 80s. You know, hot dogs and taxicabs and, I don't know, Reaganomics.
The 2 teenagers talking about how New York used to be.
How it used to be while it's still like that. Donatello brought Mittens home for dinner that night and was welcomed with open arms by the rest of the turtles and Master Splinter. As the evening went on, Mittens let his instinct get the better of him. He leapt on the table and attacked Master Splinter.
Yes.
Splinter was able to fend him off, and dinner continued with a thick air of tension. As Mittens left, Master Splinter scolded Donatello. "I don't want you to see him again," he shouted. Donatello was heartbroken that his dad hated his new best friend.
Aww.
Undeterred, Donatello continued to hang out with Mittens in secret over the ensuing months under the guise of an internship at Radio Shack.
So
Even teaching him everything he knew about martial arts and the bow staff. Mittens tried to show Splinter he was sorry by bringing him a gift of a dead bird, but that only seemed to make things worse.
Aww.
Mittens knew that their relationship was fraught. "I'm sorry, Donnie," he said, "but I have to leave. It's better that I don't stay here and risk your relationship with your family." Donatello, who was a cool and righteous dude, knew this was for the best.
No, friendship's more important.
The two friends bid each other farewell. Mittens packed up his belongings in a handkerchief and tied it to his bow, and he went to the train yard to hop a train to help the people of America as a teenage mutant, Ronan Kitty. Thanks for reading as always, guys, and keep up the great work.
Oh, that's so bittersweet.
It is. It's sad, but he goes on a grand adventure across America. I would read his comic any day.
I would read the tales of a wandering Ronin mutant kitty. I like
Mittens,
that a lot.
the Teenage Mutant Ronin kitty.
Mittens Yojimbo.
You know what's crazy is that they're just now going to make an Usagi Yojimbo cartoon. They're just now starting work on it. That comic's been around since the 80s, nonstop.
There wasn't an anime or anything?
He appeared on a couple versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for one episode each, and that's it.
Huh.
That comic is fucking excellent, by the way. Like,
yeah, I know that's your jam.
It's straight up, 30 years of continuity at this point, and it's just a continuing story. Amazing. Thank you for that email, VG Dad. I feel like I'm gonna be looking and watching to see if I can see Mittens on the railways.
Yeah, if you look into the rails in a time of need, it said that Mittens will be there to help you.
He'll be there with a dead bird to smooth it over with you.
Thank you, VG Dad. Our next email is from Evan Hallman.
Hall Monitor Evan.
Why would you say that?
I know, it's so mean. I shouldn't have said that.
It's fucking devastating, dog.
Evan Narkman, am I right? No, I'm kidding, Evan. You're great. You're great, Evan.
Evan, don't listen to him. You are great. Loved the Ninja Turtles as a kid. My favorite was Michelangelo. Anyway, here's my OC. This episode, it's Hyena Cena, voiced by Steve Bloom.
The weird thing is this doesn't go where you think it's gonna go, with Hyena Cena as the name.
We're not
going there.
Oh, God. Okay, stats. Strength, 6 out of 10. Okay, speed, 8 out of 10. There we go. Smell, 10 out of 10. Sense of smell, also 10 out of 10.
You get that little joke? You get that? That made me really happy when I read it.
That's very clever. That's very clever. Cooking, cereal level. Okay, I like that one. Mental stability, 0 out of 10. Push-ups per day, who knows? Dude's built like a brick shithouse, though.
Oh my god.
Height, 6'11", while not hunched over.
Oh my god, who's the manlet now, Jeff? Am I right?
Yeah, man. Hashtag Short King.
That's right.
Welcome to the fold, brother. That'll be fun when we meet in person to just really emphasize the height difference.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. We're gonna run up thinking we're around the same height and be like, oh wait.
You're gonna be like, where's Kevin? I'll be like, hey man,
down here,
bud. About Hyena Cena was once the beloved Jute Scoops cereal mascot. Known as Hungry Hyena. Unfortunately, the company thought a hyena wasn't hip with the kids anymore, so they replaced him with Terry Turtle. This broke Cena, and he vanished from the public.
Oh no.
A year later, he showed up on the set of a new Jute Scoops commercial, covered in blood, and dressed only in cut-off jeans and a hyena pelt, worn as a cloak covering half his face.
Oh my god. Isn't he a hyena? He has a hyena's pelt that he took?
I think he's he's a man at this point, perhaps. Or I'm not clear on what cereal mascot is as far as
he's got cut off jorts like everybody else in this episode.
Dude, it's the fucking zeitgeist.
It's
he burned
fucking
the shit.
Street Sharks did it. They're all wearing cut off jorts.
Fuck. We didn't even talk about Street Sharks or Biker Mice from Mars or anything.
We got an entry that was Biker Mice from Mars. I couldn't it was Cowboys of Moo Mesa. We got an entry. I couldn't put it on because it was just Cowboys of Moo Mesa, and I don't think the person who wrote it realized, which was zeitgeisty as fuck.
Damn. Yeah, we tried every combination of every animal and every fucking action figure profession.
Oh yeah, there was a comic book series that was a parody of Ninja Turtles about adolescent slugs.
I mean, mood. Also, SWAT Cats, I guess, fits into the...
Son don't know about that. They were They were the Radical Squadron, but there weren't 4 of them, and they didn't, like, karate. They flew a jet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Swat Cats was radical, though.
Anyway, he murdered the shit out of Terry Turtle with 2 big Bowie knives, and then vowed to murder all turtles. This was, of course, being broadcasted live, and the Ninja Turtles saw. This is close to a Sam Lindstrom with the genocide.
It's true, the genocide of all turtles.
Yeah. Shredder also saw this and invited Hyena Cena to join him. Shredder dropped him a line. Hey, I saw your show. I thought it was very good.
I also love hating turtles. Maybe we can get together and work on this.
Hey, I liked your kill all turtles idea, and I thought, I know some turtles.
So maybe we can, hand in hand, help each other towards this goal.
Shit, where were we? All right, he also took part in the experiment that turned Bebop and Rocksteady into mutants. It didn't work on Cena because he was vaccinated, since he often worked with live hyenas. So I guess he's a guy.
He's just a
who just wears a hyena pelt. Yeah. He did gain some hyena traits like his amazing sense of smell. He can't be reasoned with and is completely insane. He eats jute scoops and raw meat. Man, I could go for some jute scoops right now.
Dude, jute scoops, #1 cereal in the market these days.
Quote, I've got your scent. I'll just follow my nose. Silly turtles. Tricks are for children. Snap. Pop. And Snap cackles pop. Works better as it.
Oh my god.
I'm crazy for killing turtles. They're garroted. They're garroted.
I don't know how that word's pronounced either. I was glad you got this one just for that.
It's a minefield. Well, that wraps up another great another great OC with 0 copyright infringement. Can't wait to hear everyone's OCs for this episode. Keep up the great work, you two. P.S. I was just going to do a comic version versus cartoon version, but that made things very disorganized. Just replace murder with beat up for the cartoon. Implied punching.
He beat up Terry Turtle and said he was going to beat up all turtles all over the world.
He still wears a bloody hyena pelt or whatever. Thank you, Evan. That was awesome.
That was a great one. And our last email of the night is from David Sandoval. And he writes, Hey, OC boys.
Hey.
Maybe too late for the episode, but here's Picasso, the Teenage Mutant Ninja turd. That's basically it. Whose turd is he? I don't know. Well, maybe he came in contact with Ooze, saw the turtles in the sewer, and aspired to fight crime, but he stinks. Maybe the turtles try to be his friend, but don't like him being around, and then he sacrifices himself by making some villain slip on him when stepped on, and the turtles cry about it?
See, this is also tapping into a thought I had when doing Giovanni's origin story, which is like, where's the human muscular body coming from? I was like, oh, I'll just put some mobster blood in there, but I didn't have to. There's so much poop in the sewers. It's full of fucking DNA.
Anyway, love the show. Anchovies on pizza fucking rules, and I will actually internet fight anybody who tries to say different, unless they actually tried it. Because most people just assume they'd hate it because that's its reputation, but, like, just try it. It's not poison. Just taste it, you clowns. Double anyway. Bye. Signed, David S.
Well, that's why... Thank you, David. But that's why it's important to expose children to as many pizza toppings as possible, because when you're an adult and you have the pizza purchasing power, you're gonna be afraid to break the mold sometimes and try new pizza toppings.
That's true.
Because if you fail, it's
a whole wasted pizza.
Yeah. Can you imagine a whole wasted pizza?
Dude, I will pick everything off that pizza until it's just cheese and eat it. If something on it is bad. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm finishing that pizza.
I often like to bake my own pizzas these days. And that's fun for trying different ingredients out, but I've never really tried anchovies, but I feel like they'd be pretty good.
I like anchovies by themselves. I've had them by themselves. They're like unbelievably salty, but I really love salty stuff, so I'm fine with it.
They're just kind of salty and oily, right?
Yeah. I've never had them
Okay.
on a pizza. Let's tackle the taboo. Let's reach into the topic that must not be spoken of.
Hawaiian?
Yeah, Kevin, what do you think of pineapple on pizza?
I think Hawaiian pizza is done dirty by most pizza establishments, so it's kind of understandable why most people have damage with it, but I think the key for the sweetness is to get a little saltier than just ham. So when I do pineapple on pizza, I do pineapple pepperoni.
You're correct.
Because I feel like
you are 100% correct. Pineapple pepperoni is the superior pineapple pizza.
Yeah.
It's delicious. If you don't like pineapple on your pizza, you can kiss my whole butt. Maybe you'll like that taste better. Here's the thing. Everybody who says they don't like pineapple on pizza, I would guess about 50 to 65% of them have never eaten pineapple on pizza.
I mean, it's a meme now. Like, people love their tribes or whatever, and it's just a great way to belong by being like, pineapple sucks,
scub
right?
and anti-scub, dude.
Yeah. Dude, Perry Bible Fellowship will always be relevant.
It's true. Everybody does love their tribes. Like, I run into that with M class because people are like, I like Star Wars. And I'm like, yeah, you can fucking like both, buddy. It's fine.
They're becoming more similar every day.
Don't say that to me, Kevin.
Sorry. That was designed to
Don't use those words to harm me. Why would you do that?
No, that was mean-spirited.
That was our final original character of the evening. And, well, it wasn't really, since we got like 25 of them. I'm sorry you didn't make it on the show, but...
A lot of people didn't this time.
Like, and we're trying to keep the show... Oh my god, we're nowhere near keeping it under an hour. I would like to keep the show under an hour.
No, there's no... Well, there's no way.
No, there's no way. I mean... The thing, I've never done a podcast that was under an hour in my life, I don't think. So, that's a problem. Yeah. I wanted to do a podcast that was a half hour long. I thought that would be fun. Like, like a real short podcast about something I like that I could just talk about real quick with somebody and then, like, end it. But I've never been able to do that shit. I feel like we've reached the end of our original characters role here. Yeah. Kevin, why don't you tell the people where they can find you on the internet and how they can support you?
Hi, my name is Kevin Cole.
They know that.
They might have forgot.
This is the beginning of the show.
But I said, hi, I'm Kevin. I didn't say hi,
That's true. They didn't know which Kevin you were. They were like, holy shit, Kevin McAllister from Home Alone?
Yeah, the gears might have been turning. They're like, which Kevin? What Kevin did they get for that show?
Kevin Bacon is on the show with Jeff?
Very close. Very close. But it's actually me, Kevin Cole. I'm a video game designer and programmer guy. You can listen to me tweet with your eyes at twitter.com/realkevincole. You can play my video games on supertoystudios.com. Where you can also maybe buy or donate to my games, and that would be helpful. I have written the first draft of a book, and I'm currently editing it, and soon I will have a book for people to read and purchase. It will be a rule book for the Space King system that was made popular on such shows as Pretend Friends, which is another podcast.
It is a tabletop role-playing game system that is rules light using a deck of cards instead of dice, and I am super horny for it. I am super ready.
I am super ready to not be writing a book anymore. And I'm sure people are super ready to have the book and to stop listening to me complain about having to write a book, because oh man, how terrible is my life that I have to write a cool book about space.
Sounds awful. Sounds just terrible.
I think those are all of my things. Yeah, I did the Pretend Friends. I'm on a podcast called OGSC. We've done this joke like 5 times, but I still like it.
It's still gonna be funny until the end of time.
Jeff, what are some things you do, and how can people support your life?
Okay, well, my name is Jeff Pennington. I'm an artist and graphic designer and comic book creator, and you can find me on iTunes at OGOC Pod. If you want to listen to original characters, this cool podcast I'm
You son of a bitch.
I'm also on a really cool Star Trek podcast with Josh Henderson, who you for sure know more than us. He's great.
The Josh Henderson?
The one from Dallas. He's on it. Did you know there's an actor named Josh Henderson who's on the new Dallas show?
What the fuck?
He's like super handsome. He's not as handsome as our Josh, but he's
No one could.
I did that joke on the Longmire episode where it said featuring Josh Henderson and it had a photo of the Josh Henderson from Dallas. Anyway, we do a Star Trek podcast called M-Class Podcast that you can find on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And you can follow that on Twitter at M-Class Podcast. I do a webcomic called Inksburg, INKSBURG, that is about like Looney Tunes style cartoon characters in a noir detective fiction world. And it's all slapstick and heart, and I think you'll love it. So head over there.
Yeah, and the first adventure is wrapping up relatively soon.
Yeah, I think 2 more pages, and it'll be done. I'm working on the second to last page right now.
I really like the latest pages. The art is just fantastic.
Thank you. There has been like an uptick since I moved. Like there was a period of time where I was just doodling all the time between moving shit, and I couldn't update the comic. Where my art skills like made a little level up. I think so. Check it out.
And I mean, you also introduced the world to ham piggins.
Everybody loves ham piggins.
Everybody loves the ham piggins.
You can follow me on Twitter at _Jeff Pennington because a special education teacher from Virginia got to it apparently a month before me, and I can't get my own name. He's had it since 2009. I can't say anything about it. You can find me on there, and I have a Patreon now, which Kevin refuses to get, and I still think he should get, but...
Yeah, I'll do it someday. Also, I support your Patreon.
Thank you, I appreciate
and the M-Class Patreon.
I appreciate both of those a ton, buddy. You really don't have to. You're friends with me, but...
Well, I gotta get Jeff and Josh shoot the shit,
That's true.
Bro.
That's the M-Class Patreon has, like, podcasts you can't get anywhere else on it, so you gotta donate money for that, but... you can support me and my arts at patreon.com/Jeff Pennington or M-Class Podcast at patreon.com/M-Class Podcast. We don't have a Patreon for this, so if you want to support this, you got to give us money in other ways.
Yeah. I mean, if you want.
No, you gotta. You gotta, Kevin. Look, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this podcast because it's a blast to do, and we love that you guys get a kick out of it. And a Skexus just showed up into the podcast. It's our guest host this week is a Skexus. Again, thank you for listening, and we'll be back when the fuck ever with another episode of Original Characters.
Where we'll be doing? Do you want to know what we're doing next?
You gotta tell us. I completely forgot. You gotta tell us.
Okay, next time I want to do Star Wars.
What?
Yeah.
That's not Star Trek. I don't know anything about that. Luke Skywalker.
Yep. Yep.
I also really like Star Wars, so I feel like I'm ready for it.
I just feel like there's so much like silly dumb shit. We could do like 12 Star Wars.
I'm gonna make
episodes.
a jizz band. Did you know that? Did you know the music that they play in the cantina in Star Wars is canonically called jizz music? And the people who play it, I swear to you, go to Wikipedia right now and look this shit up. The people who play it are called jizz whalers.
I don't want to have jizz whalers in my fucking Google history.
I'm telling you right now, jizz whalers. So I know exactly what I'm doing.
Well, good night, fellow OCers.
Remember this for next time. Do not steal.
Don't steal. Keep on jizz whaling.
We'll see you next time on Original Characters. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Music. Thank you for listening to Original Characters. Our theme music is Kai by Vidazen. You can find him on Twitter at _VIDAZEN_. And look him up on YouTube too, because he's great. The Original Characters podcast is made by Jeff Pennington and Kevin Cole. Thanks for listening.